Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about how the big beautiful bill affects gig workers. Well, it looks like it finally happened. The one big beautiful bill was just signed into law on July 4th, 2025, and it contains massive wins for gig workers across the country. And while most of the media is focused on other parts of the bill, there are some hidden gems that do directly benefit gig workers, such as delivery drivers, rideshare workers, and independent contractors in general. So if you're a gig worker driving for Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub, Instacart, or any of the other gig apps out there, this is big for you. So in this video, we are talking about how the big beautiful bill passing affects gig workers, what the masses are saying versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market dependent and case by case. What applies to me in my market may not apply to you. A quick note about politics. Driven Wyld is not a political channel, has never been a political channel, will never be a political channel. And the only reason why we are going over this is to go over how it's going to impact gig workers, not because of any other underlying reason. So please keep all the political opinions out of the comments section. It's not relevant here. So with that said, let's get started. No tax on tips, kind of. If you're earning tips through the app or handed cash directly by customers, the IRS will now let you exclude up to $25,000 of your tip income from your federal taxable income. This applies to gig workers with a modified adjusted gross income under $150,000 or $300,000 if you're married filing jointly. Any tips above that cap will still be taxed as normal, and it applies to 1099 contractors and W-2 employees, including delivery drivers, rideshare drivers, and service workers. Like I said, this is a massive win for full-time drivers and shoppers who rely heavily on tips for a major portion of their income. This isn't quite the full exemption we thought it would be, though. It is still a significant deduction, but it's not a full, exclusion from taxes. Still a massive win, especially for full-time gig workers who rely heavily on tip-based gig companies. I also don't want to stick too much on this point because we did go over it a lot already in a previous video, so if you haven't seen them already, feel free to check it out. 1099K Rule Rollback. So this actually has a few benefits for gig workers and other aspects of entrepreneurship. In 2023 and 2024, a lot of gig workers were hit with unexpected 1099K forms for things like Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal payments, even when it had nothing to do with business. That's now been fixed, and the law reverses the controversial $600 reporting threshold for 1099K forms and third-party payment apps like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. The new bill also restores the original 20,000 to 200 transaction threshold for 1099K reporting. So if you're getting reimbursed for gas or splitting bills with a roommate or receiving personal payments, you're not going to get flagged for a few cash transfers. This change reduces confusion and helps gig workers keep their finances cleaner and easier to manage. So your tax professional can help you get more deductions rather than sorting out what is and isn't business. Mileage and business deductions. While this isn't really a new benefit, the bill unlocks some existing key provisions and tax rules that help gig workers reduce their taxable income, which is important for those of us treating this like a business. Your mileage deductions means you could still deduct business miles for 67 cents per mile during this year, 2025. The Section 179 expensing means you could deduct tools like your phones, chargers, hot bags, and other gear in your delivery or driving work. Bonus depreciation remains at 100%, letting you write off large purchases immediately if you use it for your business. And if you're tracking mileage or saving receipts for your gear or investing into tools to improve your efficiency, this bill allows you to keep those deductions available and strong. strong. That said, there are other ways that this is helping gig workers and people in general save more on their taxes, and ways that you could make more of that gross income turn into your net savings. But that also means you gotta keep doing things by the book with a qualified tax professional to keep you filing correctly and legally so you can maximize your tax savings. And that is where GigTax is here to help. Gig workers file faster with a 5-star tax pro who knows your hustle. Anybody who's self-employed to any capacity shouldn't be letting taxes slow them down and eat into their earnings when they could be getting affordable tax prep with GigTax. GigTax was founded by somebody who gets it. Joseph Veho is a seasoned gig worker with over 7,000 deliveries across 7 platforms since 2020, and they understand the challenges of freelancers, rideshare drivers, couriers, online sellers, and all kinds of gig workers. Their #1 tax preparation service is designed to help maximize your tax savings and save you time, energy, and money. You can enjoy exclusive perks like electronic and state filing, secure portal access, year-round support from a dedicated tax pro, as well as audit protection, all included when you're on board as a client. Joseph was extremely professional and knowledgeable. He took the time to understand my unique tax situation as an independent contractor and gave me valuable insights. Book your free strategy session today at gigtaxservice.com/drivenwyld and enter the code WILD in all lowercase to access your special offering. And let GigTax simplify and help you save money on your tax journey today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.